I know there's nobody in there. I know they've died, and I know their soul is no longer in their body. But that doesn't stop me thinking of them as a person. For their family, they are still their husband, their wife, their child.
Alright, so we are in the Museum of Funeral History here in Houston, Texas today. When entering the museum, they have an actual used presidential hearse, which was used to carry the bodies of Presidents Ronald Reagan and Gerald R. Ford. Near the hearse, they have an area dedicated to former presidents who have passed, showing newspaper clippings and photos of the funerals themselves. This is a replica coffin that was used to carry President Abraham Lincoln. They also have a super creepy wax figure of him inside the casket. Here is a diorama of how a funeral would have went back in 1865. A lot more gothic than ones nowadays. This mahogany casket is the exact same model and style of the one used for President John F. Kennedy, among others. Next to it, they have an extremely detailed diorama of what it would have been like to be at JFK's funeral service. This embalming machine was used to embalm the body of President Harry S. Truman on December 26, 1972. Here we have one of the biggest parts of the museum, and that is the showroom, for all the different types of hearses that have been used throughout history. They even have carriages that were used as hearses to transport bodies back in the 1800s. Mercedes-Benz hearse. Here is something I didn't even know existed. This is the glass casket, made in 1925. The coffin lid would often crack when lowered due to its weight, so shock absorbers had to be added. There's just so much in this funeral museum that it's hard to show like everything and talk about it all. It's really just so much to take in. It's crazy. Back over here, these are literally some 19th century funeral clothing that the women would have worn, the Civil War era, which is crazy. Looks like something you would see a witch wearing in like a cartoon or something. Look at that. I mean, I almost wasn't gonna come to this place because I was like, how cool could a funeral museum be? But this place has a lot to offer. So if you're ever in Houston, Texas, or in the Texas area even, definitely come check this place out because this place is really cool and there's a lot to see here. This might be the creepiest thing I saw while in the museum. This is a wooden coffin made for a child during the 1800s. I feel like this exact white dress is a stereotype for every child ghost. They just always seem to wear a dress like this. Now let's move on to the embalming process. Here is some chemicals and tools of what was being used before the 1900s. Some of these tools look straight out of a horror movie. Lastly, we have the area dedicated to celebrities who have passed. This includes death certificates, eulogies, and funeral invitations, etc.
Today, the entertainment world is remembering comic legend Don Knotts.
Anna Nicole Smith, who died at the age of 39.
Marlon Brando.
I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee.
This here is an exact replica of Marilyn Monroe's tomb.
One of the most famous stars in Hollywood history is dead at 36. Marilyn Monroe was found dead in bed under circumstances that were in tragic contrast to her glamorous career as a comic talent.
Our businesses are all entwined. You gotta pick your battles. You want your no-show jobs, Vito's gotta go.
How's my love life?
How's your love life?
Listen, I work on Sesame Street. You don't ask a frog questions like that.
Alright you guys, that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said earlier, I wasn't even going to originally go to this place. It ended up being really cool and there's a lot of things to look at. It was a very diverse museum, so if you're ever in the Houston, Texas area, I definitely recommend you check this place out. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, leave a comment of what you thought of this place, and I will catch you next week for a brand new paranormal episode. Peace out.